Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Craig Blair.
It's time for the excitement of NCAA Division II basketball featuring the Shepherd University Rams and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Today's game is sponsored by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Rocks, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda, Craig Blair for State Senate, Orsini's Home Store, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Berkeley County Health Department, Hagerstown Ford, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Modern Realty Results, Ollie's, The Palace Lounge, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, and the Mountaineer Grill and Pub.
Now let's send it out to the Butcher Athletic Center on the campus of Shepherd University and join our TV10 broadcast crew for the game.
Shepherd University. Time for more PSAC basketball here on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. This afternoon, it's the Shepherd Rams and the Cal Vulcans of Pennsylvania here in PSAC action. Starting you off with the women's teams here for a 1 o'clock tip-off between the Rams and the Vulcans. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini here for TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Our cameraman for our women's game here today, Aiden Sensabaugh. Appreciate the help that Tim Ziegler and the athletic department here at Shepherd's given us for some extra help. And Colin McLaughlin back at the studio. Nick, coming into today's game, Shepherd, the women's team, had themselves a loss yesterday, 83-66 against the Seton Hill Griffins, in a game where Shepherd was competitive, even had a lead after the first quarter, went into halftime down by 7 points, and things just kind of got away from the Lady Rams in the second half, which is something that Coach Julie Kaufman has talked about. Putting together an entire 40 minutes has been tough for this team so far in her second year.
And really, you look back on it, this was probably Shepherd's best performance in a loss so far this season. 83-66 loss for the Rams. And this is a group that, like we said yesterday, Dylan, is still developing, still trying to get a more consistency from this program. And we saw some good things yesterday that I think really you can look at as bright spots. One, like you said, at halftime, this was a competitive game. Even early third quarter, it was still a pretty competitive game for Shepherd until they kind of let things slip away. And really, besides that third quarter, they played pretty well. 53% to start the game, 8 of 15 in that first quarter, 5 of 13 in the second quarter. A little bit of a drop-off, but still not too bad at a 38.5%. But that third quarter, they come out, they only shoot 29% coming out of halftime compared to, a much better run there in the third quarter for Seton Hill, who shot 47% in that third quarter and really started to pull away. Fourth quarter for Shepherd, back to around the same where they were in that second quarter, actually the exact same, 5 of 13 once again. So still not great quarters, but certainly quarters that are competitive in those other points in the ball game. So I think that was really the difference, was that Shepherd, even though the score wasn't that much of a difference in the third, it was just kind of let a team that had already built some momentum toward the end of the second quarter then Seton Hill really pull away in the third, and that kind of put the game away. But overall, I think the Rams could take a lot of positives. I thought Peyton Grant had a good second half. I thought Kara Warner had a great first half. At times, Kara Minor showed some things on the defensive side that were really positive. Sydney Bowles didn't have her best game, but we know she's capable of playing better. And some of these role players I thought did some good things. Kermaya Bowman, you're going to look at those final stats, shooting just 1 for 5, but I thought she had good hustle, played some good defense. So a lot of bright spots to take away from this game yesterday that they can build on. This is going to be a tough opponent in Cal today. Definitely won't be easy for the Rams, but it wasn't going to be easy yesterday, and they battled. So at the very least, I think they have a chance to battle today again and make it close for at least a half.
Our countdown to tip-off here is brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. We'll be back with more of our countdown to tip-off after this 2-minute break. And we'll be back with more PSAC basketball, Shepherd basketball here on TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons number one for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became number one by making you number one first. Parsons.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told you need a lawyer, but that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
The Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot are in a league of their own when it comes to rugged capability. Their relentless power and versatility make these vehicles the ultimate challengers for exhilarating adventures and formidable terrain. But it's not just performance that makes these cars special. It's the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. That's why we're KBB.com's best value brand of 2023.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA's moving lives forward.
Available all-wheel drive on Pilot based on 2023 brand image awards from Kelly Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back to the Parsons Ford Countdown to Tip-Off here on TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube, getting you ready for women's basketball between the Shepherd Lady Rams and the Cal PA Vulcans. And Nick, we talked a lot about Shepherd in that first segment, but this is a strong Cal team that has a lot of success. This is a team that won the PSAC in 2021 and had a great season last year as well. Won the PSAC, back-to-back years coming into this season. They have, coming back from injury last year, Deja Terrell, who was the 2021-22 season PSAC West Athlete of the Year and Defensive Athlete of the Year. So essentially the PSAC West Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year. In that 2021 season, that was also the year that Abby Beeman of Shepherd won the PSAC East Athlete of the Year. So this is a strong team, although Terrell so far this year playing less minutes, scoring less points, coming off of that injury so far, but still 5-1 are the Cal Vulcans. Their only loss coming on the road, so we'll see if that affects them today, but they've started off with a strong schedule, and they've only had one loss in it.
Yeah, I mean, Cal's pretty good in pretty much every athletic or every sport. They have a great program in women's basketball. They have a really strong football program. They have a strong men's basketball program. So at least in the stuff that we consistently cover here at TV 10, I think they have a really tough, just athletic program. But in terms of the women's basketball side of things, This team this season, you look at it, they have a lot of height at all 5 positions. Most of their players are 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". So, that allows you to switch a lot, run a lot of different things on defense, and use your height to your advantage in the post if you have players that can score from all 3 areas of the court. So I think that makes them very dangerous. You mentioned the talented players like Terrell returning from that injury. Not scoring at the same rate, but she's still averaging 7 rebounds a game, which is second on the team.
And we can't forget that Cal also has Shepherd transfer guard Jordan Smith, who was an impressive player for Shepherd, one of the starters for a good bit, and also you could say first one off the bench, 6th man, 6th woman, if you want to say. Played great defense, able to shoot and knock down some shots at time. Very athletic player as well.
Yeah, so they have and that's the kind of players that they build around are the Jordan Smith types. That 5'8" guard that can do a lot of different things, shoot the ball well from the perimeter at times. So not really surprised that they were able to get her in the transfer portal, and she does add some depth to a very talented Cal program. So kind of similar to yesterday in a lot of ways when we saw Seton Hill in that second half, get after the Rams, get out in transition, grab the offensive rebounds. Those were all things that helped them pull away. And if Cal can do those similar things, I think they'll pull out a win and probably in dominating fashion, because on the Shepherd side, they have probably more talent than they had last year, but still not enough height really to guard these types of teams that bring you the 5'8", 5'9", 5'10" guards. Those are tough matchups for anybody, and especially for a Shepherd team that's a little bit undersized at the guard position.
Just think about, put it back into perspective. Say 2 years ago, Cal had the offensive and defensive player of the year in their side of the conference, won the conference tournament, came back last year. That player missed the entire season, and they still went back-to-back in the PSAC tournament and won the championship.
Yeah. They got depth. To have that many different, to have your best player go down and still have great team success is a sign of excellent coaching, an excellent program. And Jess Storm, she's been the coach now for 13 seasons as head coach in her 18th year at Cal overall. So, that's just a great sign for this program that they've had this consistency, and they've had the consistency in the coaching staff as well. And I think they do a great job of recruiting and finding the right players.
So let's take another 2-minute break here on the Parsons Ford Countdown tip-off. When we come back, we get our keys to the game, starting lineups, and we'll be ready to go for the Rams and the Vulcans in women's basketball. This is Shepherd Basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from 1 location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer!
The Mountaineer Pub offers many daily specials including Trivia Night Mondays, Karaoke Tuesdays, Steak Night Wednesdays and Sundays, Only Swing Night Thursdays, and DJ and or karaoke, again Fridays and Saturdays. And remember, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays through Fridays is happy hour with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Pub!
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee-wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
Welcome back to the Butcher Center. Here as we get ready for tip-off between the Shepherd Lady Rams and the Lady Vulcans of Cal of Pennsylvania. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini here for TV10 WRNR TV on YouTube. Let's get our keys to the game presented to you by the Dutch Miller Auto Group. The key to your next car is at the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of friends and family pricing. Nick, your keys to the game.
Well, I'll start with the Rams. I think the number one thing that jumps out to me yesterday was the offensive rebounds that Seton Hill was able to get and the consistent second chance point opportunities. And Shepherd was out-rebounded overall 56-24. You're not going to win any game if you get out-rebounded by that kind of margin. So at least keep the margin tighter. It has to be your number one key today if you're Shepherd, especially going up against this athletic and tall California team. Can't give up that many second chance opportunities. And then I think offensively for Shepherd, just trying to get some consistency in terms of what you're looking for, what you're doing on offense. You know, yesterday I thought they did a great job of, in the first half, getting into their sets and doing a lot of set plays and those plays working. In the second half, they went away from that a little bit. So keep your consistency on offense for Cal. I think it's got to be, pressure and get off to a good start. Try to get out in transition. I thought when Seton Hill got out in transition, it made it really tough for Shepherd to get back and play consistent defense. So those would be some things I think both teams could do well and get a win today. And I'm looking forward to this game, see how Shepherd matches up against one of the PSAC powers, Dylan.
Yeah, I am too. Let's take one last 2-minute break, and we'll be back with tip-off here on TV10 WRNR TV on YouTube. This is Shepherd Basketball. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Craig Blair.
Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
Welcome back inside the Butcher Center. It's just about time for tip-off here for the Lady Rams of Shepherd University against the Cal PA Vulcans. We'll get you the starting lineups for both sides. Brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or phone 304-263-4343. Starting off for the Cal Vulcans. Starting lineup is number 3, Alicia Young, 5'10 sophomore out of McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania. Number 4, Nina Shaw, 5'4 freshman out of Saxonburg, PA. Number 22, Jordan Smith, 5'8 senior out of Massillon, Virginia, the Shepherd transfer. Number 23, Alicia Harris, the 5'9 junior from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And number 32, the 2021-22 PSAC West Player of the Year, Deja Terrell, 6'1 redshirt senior out of Reading, PA. And for the Shepherd Rams, their starting lineup, not quite the same as yesterday. Number 4, Jordan Carr, the junior out of Charlestown, West Virginia, Jefferson High School. Number 5, Peyton Grant, the 5'6" sophomore from Plymouth, Maine. Number 11, Kara Werner, the freshman point guard, 5'5", out of Staten Island, New York. Number 23, Kara Miner, the graduate student from Hundred, West Virginia. And number 33, Sydney Bowles, the junior out of Elkwood, West Virginia. We'll get you ready for our opening tip-off, which is brought to you by the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini with you on the call here for the women's game. Aiden Sensabaugh, our cameraman, and Colin McLaughlin back in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan, I think Shepherd changes up the lineup. I think it makes sense. Carr a little bit taller, guard there at 5'6", gives you a little bit more length, and I thought she played pretty well at times yesterday, a little bit out of control. I think that was something that all of their guards actually had issues with throughout the day, was, not keeping that control, maybe trying to force a few things. But this is, I like this lineup today. I think this has a chance to work really well. 3 guards, 2 forwards.
Carr started the first 3 games of the season, missed the win that they had at Wilmington of Delaware, and then came off the bench yesterday. So there might have been an injury that they're working her back into the lineup. Only played 21 minutes yesterday. Opening tip between Deja Terrell and Sydney Bowles. And Terrell gets it to Jordan Smith for the opening tip. It'll be Nina Shaw running point for the Vulcans. Deja Terrell, long 2-pointer is good over Sydney Bowles. The former PSAC West Player of the Year starts off strong with 2 points.
Yeah, it looked a little bit too easy on that one. Got to step up, put a better contest on that shot.
Werner guarded by Smith, kicks it across the court. Kara Miner for 3. Sharp shooter from the outside gives the Rams a 3-2 lead.
She can start hitting those. She'll be dangerous for Shepherd to expand that. The Rams don't really have a consistent 3-point shot right now. So Miner, she has the ability to knock down open jumpers. Just hasn't really shown it to this point in the year.
Try to get it inside to Harris, and it passes off the mark, stolen by the Rams. Werner will take the screen, gets it over to Peyton Grant, guarded by Alicia Harris. Work the ball back to Warner. Try to work the offense. Driving in is Miner with the left hand, puts it up and in. 5 points to start things out for Kara Miner. And a violation on Cal to turn it over.
I kind of looked down at my roster. It almost seemed like the ball went out of the net and she just started dribbling up the court. I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but or she stepped on the line on the inbound. Either one.
They'll go back to Miner, guarded that time by Smith. Shots off the mark. Cal comes up with it. Jordan Smith, Kara Miner, very familiar with each other. I've seen them play pickup basketball a lot with each other. Have to guard each other today. They'll get the ball to Smith on the left wing, or she gives it up. Driving in is Shaw, dishing that one out across court to Alicia Young, who knocks down the mid-range jumper.
Cal looks pretty smooth offensively here early on, but Shepherd's gotten 2 great looks from Miner. See if that can keep up.
Jordan Carr doubled off of the screen. She tries to get rid of it. Coming up with the steal is Shaw.
Yeah, too much dribbling once she got doubled, I felt like.
Smith driving to the rim, off the mark. Rebounded by Terrell, though, and she puts up the shot and is fouled. So Terrell will go to the line.
Yeah, I feel like Carr maybe didn't really recognize the double, didn't find her open teammate quick enough, and kind of just dribbled into more of a trap than what she was already in initially.
7:47 left in the first quarter.
But, it's tough when, Cal, again, they have these tall, athletic guards. When they're able to come out and trap, get their hands up, especially against the smaller Shepherd guards, it's going to be tough for them to make those passes. So they're going to want to put you in those situations. If you're Shepherd, you got to quickly adjust to them.
Terrell goes 2 for 2 at the line. Vulcans back up by 1. Werner guarded closely by Shaw. They'll get it to Carr. And again, doubling off of the screen and having trouble with it. Needs to get rid of the ball. And they'll finally call a foul on Terrell. for the tough defense. They can see the strategy by the Vulcans so far, doubling off of screens. See if they can cause that pressure and get the guards of Shepherd, young, inexperienced guards of Shepherd, to turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's just, the screen game is a pretty big part of this offense.
Grant shies away from the screen. They'll get it to Minor for the long two, and Kara Minor's hot from the field today. 7 points, all 7 for the Rams so far.
I mean, eventually you're going to need somebody else to step up, but I mean, Minor early on keeping her team in the game. Her shot looks good. She looks comfortable out there.
Three-pointer from Terrell, sinks it.
So does Terrell. I mean, she's hitting too. So, this Cal team, very talented, and a lot of smooth-looking jumpers here early on from them.
Get the ball back to Minor. Now the Grant on the right wing, guarded by Terrell. Pick and roll with Carr and Bowles. Got the Peyton Grant long three. She knocks it down. Rams take the lead back. Hot from outside. Long twos and threes for the Rams so far. 10-9 with 6:20 left in the first quarter.
That was a better job by Carr. When she got the ball in her hand, she was able to get it out quickly, move the basketball around that perimeter.
Shaw with the ball on the left wing. Drives inside, kicks it back out. Jordan Smith, long three-pointer of her own. And there's those friendly Butcher Center rims. He knows very well. Gets the three to fall. It's 12-10 Vulcans.
And a little bit of a struggle for Shepherd in their rotations on defense.
Grant with another three. Can't get that one to go. Smith the rebound, running the break. Swings the pass to Terrell for another three. She can't get that one to go, but the offensive board by Harris. And now it's Nia Shaw, also off the mark. And it'll stay on this side of the court.
Yeah, 2 wide open looks for Cal, so that's going to be a little bit frustrating for your coach Kaufman. Shepherd not really rotating on the defensive end.
First quarter on TV 10, brought to you in part by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson, proudly serving our area since 1880. If the call on the floor is changed, the ball will actually go to Shepherd.
Kind of a late change there, but hey, the Rams will take it.
De'Ara Hairston and Carmea Bowman checking in for the Rams. Werner trying to work against Shaw, and Shaw comes up with the steal. A freshman playing great defense so far for the Vulcans. They'll get inside to Terrell. She puts up the shot off the mark, rebounded, and put back up and in by Alicia Harris.
Yeah, I mean, Shepherd's gotten a little bit smaller. I mean, you still have your 2 forwards, but the guard play a little bit smaller. Might be tough for them to get rebounds on the defensive end.
Werner having a tough time against Shaw. Ball's poked away and eventually ends up in the hands of Ayanna Williams. Pushing up the break is Jordan Smith. She's off the mark. The follow no good as well. Third time's the charm and one for Jordan Smith. She'll go to the line to try to complete the three-point play.
Yeah, just kind of a disaster on both ends of the floor for Shepherd. Warner dribbling it around too much, doesn't really find anything on offense, leads to a turnover, and then defensively you don't really get back, don't put a body on anybody to box out. So some early errors allowing Cal now to build a 6-point lead.
Immediate timeout under 5 minutes, 16-10. Cal will take a 30-second break and be back with more Shepherd basketball here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back out of the timeout. 4:37 left to go in the first quarter. Our first quarter on TV 10 also brought to you in part by CMA Honda. CMA Honda's of Winchester at 39-85. Valley Pike. CMA moving lives forward, 16-10. Cal leading Shepherd right now. And I think Shepherd needed that timeout because Cal, this talented team, can get away. This game can get away from them quick if they're not careful.
Yeah, early on, I mean, Shepherd's doing a good job of making the shots that they've attempted, but they've only been able to get up 6 shots compared to the 11 of Cal. Some of that due to the turnovers, some of it just due to some good defense. And the Rams aren't grabbing rebounds. They have yet to actually have a rebound in the game, if you believe that.
Wow.
So every possession has came off of either a turnover or made basket for Shepherd.
Completing the three-point play was Jordan Smith. She's already got 6 points in one of her returns to the Butcher Center here. 17-10. We have a foul on the floor against Cal. Sydney Bowles will check back in for Bowman.
And already 7 second chance points for Cal, so that's the difference in the ball game right now, Dylan.
That was a lot of the difference yesterday, too. And there's another trap by Cal. Jordan Smith comes away with it. De'Ara Hairston, though, coming in from behind and getting the ball back for the Rams.
Yeah, let's see a good offensive set here if you're Shepherd.
Hairston drives against Terrell. Kicks the ball back out for 3. Kara Minor short on that one, but she gets it back. Puts it up with the left hand and in. Great start for Kara Minor, 9 points. And the day after her brother came up short in the West Virginia AA state championship game in a 49-48 loss. An incredible game there. Almost a great game-winning touchdown. Catch made by a receiver at the end of that game.
Yeah,
came up short on the 2-point conversion instead of going for the tie. As there's a pass inside from Grant to De'Ara Hairston cutting into the lane. 20-14 Cal.
That was a crazy game. I think Martinsburg's down 7-6 right now in the AAA state championship.
Cal goes inside to Williams. She puts up 2 and puts Cal back up by 8. Minor gets the ball to the elbow to Bowles. Working inside off glass, no good. Smith with the rebound. Pushes things back up, gets it to Shaw to run the offense. And they get the ball inside to Harris over the head of Hairston. And she'll shoot 2.
Yeah, Hairston was put in a very tough situation there, guarding Harris. Quite the size difference.
And Harris at 5'9". And Hairston, I believe, somewhere around 5'1".
She's listed at 5'3", but that might be pushing it.
Might be a little generous. See,
it's hard to tell though, because some of these girls are just tall.
Right. Annie Hunt checks into the game for the first time for the Rams. Sophomore. First one from Harris is good. Makes it 23-14 with 2:42 left in the first quarter. And she'll miss the second. Bowles gets the rebound. Lead stays at 9 for Cal. Hand off there. We'll get Hunt over to Bowles. She'll take a drive. Drop step and in. 23-16.
Yeah, nice move there from Sydney Bowles. And it seems like Shepherd, when they've been able to get either Bowles or Minor running toward the rim, they've been successful.
Smith drives and kicks. Ball goes out. Bounce doesn't go, but Harris with the rebound. And another one for finally Jordan Carr gets in for a jump ball. Possession arrow the way of the Rams.
And luckily, the hustle play gives the possession back to Shepherd, but they just got to find a way to get on the glass.
It's like the electronic possession arrow is not working at the scores table, so they have a sign with an arrow that they're just switching back and forth. That's interesting. As Jordan Carr drives into the lane, puts up a shot and fouls. She'll get 2 free throws.
Well, Dylan, you always got to have some sort of backup plan, and that's theirs.
Whatever works for you. Innovation.
Why complicate things with light-up technology?
23-16 with 1:56 left in the first quarter. And make it 17 up on the board for Jordan Carr. He played 21 minutes yesterday, had 8 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. And make her 2 for 2 from the line today. Shepherd cuts the lead to 5.
Yeah, the problem hasn't really been their offense. It's just been rebounding again.
Swing the ball to the top of the key and over to the wing. And Jordan Smith finally ends up with the ball and is fouled by Jordan Carr.
Yeah, Carr got her with the body. She didn't seem to like the call, but I thought it was a good call by the officials.
Carr
That's
will,
her second.
Yep.
That's probably why she didn't like it.
Yep, second foul in the first quarter. She'll come off, and Kara Werner will come back on. Smith's first free throw, off the mark. Jordan Smith having a nice first quarter. Big part of the 2019 and 2021 Shepherd teams. Coming off the bench and as a starter, and even as a freshman was contributing to those teams with Abby Beeman, Sydney Clayton, Marley McLaughlin. The defensive stopper. She's improved her offense, it looks like, as she's gotten further in her career in the last 2 years that she spent at Cal. She makes the second free throw. Gets the ball inside. Carmea Bowman off the mark with the left hand.
Yes, Smith. Go ahead, Don.
They're pushing the ball up the court.
Yeah, Smith, she showed a ton of potential on the offensive end when she was at Shepherd. But I think you're right. She's definitely gotten more comfortable with the ball in her hands.
Angel Henry drives in the lane, puts up a floater, tough one, but a rebound by Harris. Harris is crushing it on the offensive boards. And Henry gets one of her own and puts it up for 2. 26-18, just under a minute left in the first quarter.
Got a rebound.
Swing the ball to Werner, trying to make a move against Bermudez. Kara Miner gets in the lane, and one. Kara Miner having an incredible first quarter. 20 points up on the board for Shepherd, and I believe that's 11 now for Kara Miner.
It's clearly been her, best performance of the season. And Shepherd's been waiting for her offense to take off a little bit. We know that she's a veteran on this team, has been here a while, has played a decent role over the years as a shooter from the outside, but now we're seeing her get to the rim and really be a big-time scorer in this game, and if that can continue, you go Miner and Bowles, you have a little bit of something there from your forward play.
She completes the three-point play. As I mentioned, her and Smith were good friends when they were both here at Shepherd. Maybe that's some extra motivation for her to play well today with Smith back in the building.
Well, she's got 12 of the 21 points.
Deja Terrell back in the game working against Bowles. Puts one up too strong, rebounded by Werner. Shot clock's off. Shepherd working with a 5-point deficit. Can get the last shot of the quarter if they want it. De'Ara Hairston running the point. Takes a screen from Bowles, picks up her dribble. 6 seconds on the clock. Hunt tries to throw the ball in. Eventually ends up in the hands of Bowles.
Shoot.
And they can't get the shot off in time. So we'll go into quarter number 2 with Shepherd down by 5, 26-21. We'll take a 1-minute break and we'll be back with the second quarter. So we have more Shepherd basketball here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube back in 1 minute.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer. But that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Second quarter here on TV 10. Brought to you in part by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or at orsinis.com. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini here for TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. The Shepherd Lady Rams trailing Cal Lady Vulcans here 26-21 after 1 quarter of play.
Yeah, I mean, Shepherd's shooting a higher percentage from the floor than Cal. It's just the offensive rebounds have been the difference again. Overall rebounds have been a big difference. It's 11-3 in that category. So if Shepherd, they just got to figure it out. I mean, look, I know they're not going to have a bunch of 5'10 guards walk out of the locker room. But I don't care if you're 5'9 or 5'3. You got to put a body on somebody and get a rebound and find a way to, try to get them out of the lane, because if they could do that, they'd be either winning this game or it'd be a little bit closer than what it is right now, and you're still very much in it.
Jordan Smith called for a travel in the first possession of the quarter. Bowles kicks it out to Peyton Grant for 3. Doesn't get the bounce. Grant was wide open. Took a second for Bowles to find her, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting good looks like that one.
Terrell swings it out of the post to the corner for Jordan Smith. Puts in the 3. 9 points for Jordan Smith.
Like, why is Bowles there? She was in position to help, but she should have been on the block, not all the way over.
Swing the ball to Minor. Now it ends up in the hands of Grant. Werner pump fakes, gets a screen from Bowles. Working into the lane. Floater goes for Kara Werner, freshman from Staten Island. Making plays like she was yesterday.
Yeah.
As so far this season.
She's shown some things on the offensive end, whether it be step backs. She's got some good moves in her arsenal.
Ayanna Williams drives in the lane and gets 2 off the glass, makes it an 8-point game again.
Well, back-to-back easy possessions for Cal. Just defense being out of position.
Grant takes a 3 from the left wing. Can't get that one to go. Grant shooting over 40% from 3 on the year. Couldn't get that one to go, though. Has hit 1 today, though. Working into the corner. Deja Terrell for 3. Can't find it. Offensive rebound by Smith. Out to Shaw. That's another miss, but another offensive rebound for Cal. Ball's poked out, but it'll stay with the Vulcans. 7:58 to go in the second quarter. Layla Copeland checks in, I believe, for the first time.
Yeah,
she's seen a lot of minutes as the leading scorer of this team so far this year.
Yeah, I just don't think it's a great matchup for her, but also was a little bit out of control yesterday at times. I think maybe having her come off the bench today and play a role still, but maybe not get as many minutes could be more beneficial for your team today against especially this Cal team.
Werner, and again another trap off of the screen and a foul called on Alicia Young.
Yeah, a little bit overly aggressive there on the Cal defensive side, but when you have an 8-point lead, you haven't really racked up too many fouls so far. I understand wanting to be aggressive, wanting to get out and run against this Shepherd team.
The 20-second shot clock, and it took a few seconds of possession for the clocks to actually start back up. Grant doubled again off the screen, almost stolen. Eventually, the rotation doesn't get back in time. Nice passing by Shepherd. Carmea Bowman puts 2 up on the board.
Yeah, I mean, you just got outmanned once you went for the steal there for Cal, but you were this close from running back the other way and getting an easy layup. So you'll take that on the defensive end, especially with the lead.
Terrell lost the ball, poked out by Minor for a second, but Cal stays with it.
Shepherd seems to be lacking a lot of pressure that it was able to bring yesterday on the defensive end, at least early in the game.
Shaw puts up a wild left-handed shot. Eventually, Bowman is able to come down with the rebound after it flew out of the hands of two Vulcans. Oh, Jordan Smith going for the pick six. Can't quite get it.
All right, 15 on the shot clock. Reset here if you're Shepherd. Be aware of the traps.
Bowman in the high post. And the pass goes off the hands of Copeland and out of bounds.
Not a bad idea, though. I saw what Bowman was looking for there. Copeland's working hard to get open.
6:20 left in the second quarter. Terrell sits down. Cal still up by 6. Shaw will run the point for the Vulcans. Go inside to Young against Copeland. And Layla Copeland draws the charge. A little bit of a forearm shove from Young as she tried to back down in the post. And she got called for it.
Yeah, again, Copeland, she's only 5 foot tall, but she's out there fighting for her positioning against Young. She has a right to that spot and draws a offensive foul. So that's the type of plays that you need if you're Shepherd. Obviously, for the majority of this team, they're a little bit undersized today, but you got to battle, and you can get those kind of calls. There's going to be situations where it's just nothing really you can do, but
and poked away by Smith, but out of bounds. Can't quite start the break. 5:51 to go. For those wondering, Martinsburg has gotten themselves up to a 21-7 lead in the AAA football state championship game after being down 7-0. Kara Werner working around the baseline, ends up turning the ball over with an errant pass.
This has been a sloppy quarter really for both teams. Only 4 points for Shepherd so far.
And Bowman pokes the ball away, almost gets the steal, but eventually Noah is able to get the ball. Excuse me, that's Harris. Drive by Williams. Shepherd gets the rebound. Werner ends up with it, pushing the pace. Goes to the rim against Shaw, and Nina Shaw rips the ball out. Copeland gets it back after the pass, and there's a foul. Shepherd will go to the line.
I'm not really certain what Warner was looking for there initially. Didn't really seem like she was too open to go up for that layup. It was really good defense, though, on the Cal side. Copeland, though, in the right spot, able to get the ball, get to the rim, and now we'll see if she can convert these free throws.
First one up and in for Layla Copeland. Junior transfer from Barton, originally out of Reston, Virginia. 2 for 2 from the line she goes. 5:01 left to go. Shepherd down by 4. Jordan Smith gets herself another three-point shot, comes up short on that one. Peyton Grant with the rebound.
Much better job by Shepherd on the defensive glass.
Get the ball out to Minor, guarded by Terrell. She tries to put up a pass, and it's deflected and stolen. And there goes Jordan Smith on the break. Gets herself 2 more points into double digits.
Thought she might windmill that one, but
she should, 33-27, 4:20 left in the second quarter. Grant with the ball in the corner, works it back out to the top of the key. See what Werner can do. Wants the screen, rejects it. Corner, Kara Minor can't hit that one. And the ball will go to Cal. 4:01 to go. And with that, we'll get the under 5 media timeout. 33-27, Shepherd trails Cal. 4:01 left to go until halftime. We'll take a 30-second break and be back with more Shepherd basketball here on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 8 new providers who've joined University Health Associates East and our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. Dr. Hafiz Subair and Dr. Casey Martin, Pulmonary and Critical Care. Dr. Kyrie Horsley and Dr. Alan Tenzar, Podiatry. Dr. Layla Elder, Family Medicine. Dr. Jack Gelman, Plastic Surgery. Dr. Brianna Barr, Hospitalist. And Dr. Jonathan Moss, Family Medicine and Transitional Care. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
Second quarter on TV10 brought to you in part by Craig Blair for State Senate, the Eastern Panhandle's first and only Senate President and Lieutenant Governor, a fiscal and social conservative who's making West Virginia great again by cutting taxes and creating jobs. Re-elect Craig Blair in 2024. It's 33-27, Shepherd trailing Cal after the media timeout. 4 minutes until the half. It's been a pretty sloppy game on both ends of the court. Neither team is this quarter in particular, teams have not really been able to get a lot of going. A lot of turnovers, a lot of missed shots on both ends. Where Cal, you expect this team, back-to-back PSAC tournament champions, to, have a strong advantage in this game. But they haven't opened it up quite yet. A lot of offensive rebounds, but they haven't made enough shots to get there.
Shepherd is still out shooting Cal at 55% to 46%. The rebound category has slimmed down. It's now a 14-8 rebound advantage for Cal. So that, I think, has kept Shepherd in this game in this second quarter. They've still been able to make a few shots here and there and do a better job on the rebounding end.
There was another turnover by the Vulcans.
I think we're 7-7 in turnovers.
Carmea Bowman up and under with the left hand. It's only a 4-point deficit.
Yeah, that's another one of those signs of potential that Bowman has. Pretty good post move down low from the freshman.
Three-pointer from Shaw over Werner. She gets that one to go. Nina Shaw, the team leader in assists at 5 per game and in steals at 2.5, which she has definitely shown to have great defense so far against the point guards of Shepherd. Copeland splitting the double team, finds an open Bowman. She can't hit the open layup, though.
Yeah, you got to make that one if you're Bowman. She went up with the left hand on the right side of the basket, so that might have been part of the reason why she missed.
Yeah.
Kind of an awkward angle for her if she's going to use the left.
3:04 left to go. Yeah, Bowman was called for the foul after missing the shot.
Yeah, kind of a frustration one after you miss a shot like that.
It's her second foul.
Her second, yeah, only the first, though, for Shepherd this quarter. So
Shaw will bring it up. 3 minutes to go until the half. Cal up by 7.
Bowles back in the game for Bowman.
And
turnover.
And Sierra Bermudez. Ball goes off of her fingertips and out of bounds, so it's another turnover for Cal. Werner will bring it up. Will work the offense. Copeland trying to work against Shaw, but the tough defense from Nina Shaw again leads to a turnover. They'll push it up. And now back things out, slowed down. Deep three-pointer off the mark for Talia Gilliard. And it's another opportunity for Shepherd to push the pace. Copeland pulls up mid-range, a little short. But the ball will go out of bounds off the hands of Smith and stay with the Rams.
All right, so you got 2:20 to go before halftime. 7-point game. Still very much in it if you're the Rams. But you got to start executing on the offensive end. Your defense this quarter has been much better. There's a turnover, so that's not going to help.
Gilliard intercepted the inbounds pass.
But, I mean, you're forcing Cal to turn the ball over a little bit, getting them out of rhythm, rebounding much better, so.
And Jordan Smith goes up, drives in the lane, and is fouled, pushed in the back after an open chance at a layup. Foul goes against Annie Hunt, her first.
If I'm Coach Kaufman, I want to get my best lineup out there for whoever I feel like is playing the best here. Try to go into halftime with some momentum.
And Hunt checks out with her first foul. Peyton Grant comes back in. And you might have something, I believe, close to that with what you have out here right now with Werner, Grant, Copeland, Bowles, and Minor.
I hadn't seen much of. I'd honestly maybe go Hairston here. Like, I kind of like what she brought, but I don't hate going Copeland either. I feel like Copeland's been hustling.
And she's one of the more experienced players on this team, junior transfer. And she drives in the lane. No foul call. Gets the bucket, though. A lot of contact at the rim.
Yeah, I mean,
you would think with the
honestly,
way that
could have
play
been on
went,
either side.
But the way that went, she kind of took 2 steps and stopped and then put the shot up. You would think there would be a foul or a travel called there, but they just let the shot go.
Yeah. They didn't know what to call, so they just called nothing.
Yeah. Why not? 37-31, 90 seconds to go before half. Deja Terrell drives in and draws a foul, and Bowles gets to the line.
Well, no, I think you're right. I think it could have either been offensive foul, defensive foul, or a travel, and neither of those or none of those were called. So, kind of a weird sequence. But I mean, hey, Shepherd needed a basket there. So,
it's first foul on Sydney Bowles. First free throw missed for Deja Terrell. See the knee brace on the left leg of Terrell. She missed all but 2 games last season after her West Athlete of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year season.
She opened the door for us on the way in, so that was nice.
She did. Appreciate that, of course. Minute 10 left until the half. Shepherd working, and there's a turnover by Copeland. Jordan Smith with the ball, pass, and deflected out of bounds. All right, good hustle by Sydney Bowles.
Because that looked like it was going to be an easy basket for Cal, but Bowles gets back into position, gets the tip, gets it out of bounds. Now at least you have a chance to get a stop here on defense.
Shaw will inbound from the baseline. Pushing it out. Bermudez looks to drive on Minor. Gets it off the glass. Tough shot.
Can we get Kara Minor a touch here? I mean, now you had a turnover, right?
And I think they'll call the same sort of inbound violation on Shepherd that Cal had earlier.
Yeah.
I think it's a matter of the inbounder not getting both feet out of bounds before actually inbounding the ball. Missed shot by Terrell, but then out of bounds off the Rams.
So this could be a little swing here for Cal, which could extend the lead out to double digits before the half.
39-31, 48 seconds left in the half. Shaw will slow it down. 15 on the shot clock. Work it over. Jordan Smith, top of the key. Drives in the lane, loses control for a bit. Guarded closely by Copeland. 1 second on the shot clock. Terrell can't get it to go. 20 seconds left. Shot clock turned off. Copeland, guarded by Shaw.
Minor a touch.
They're letting Copeland go to her left. She throws the ball across court, and an errant pass is going to be a backcourt violation. 8.5 seconds left until halftime. An 8-point lead for the Vulcans.
Tough one there for Shepherd. I thought Minor actually had a decent look for 3, but
yeah,
trying to get that extra pass, and then it was a turnover.
And
that
mishandled by Bermudez. 3.1 left on the clock, so Shepherd get a couple dribbles before they can put up a shot. It'll be Werner. She gets it up, and it goes! 3-pointer from Carol Werner. Makes it just a 5-point deficit going into the locker room. And that's the kind of momentum Shepherd needed going into the half.
Yeah, I mean, the way they ended the half could have been a lot better, right? I mean, you could be closer, but you'd had a few turnovers down the stretch. But honestly, I like what Shepherd got there. I mean, a 3 from Warner right before the buzzer. She was really in a great spot there. She got a couple of dribbles, got an open look, and, hey, they're in it against one of the best teams in the PSAC. Can you come out in the second half and just clean up a few little things, and we could be in store for a major upset today.
39-34 at the half. We'll take a 2-minute break and be back with the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm halftime show. This is Shepherd Basketball on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Craig Blair.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
Welcome into the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm halftime show, brought to you by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to WBJusticeLawyers.com. At the half, Shepherd women's basketball trailing Cal PA, the Vulcans 39-34. Now, even though they're trailing, it's a closer game than we really expected so far, although you could contribute some of that at the very least to Cal not, playing as clean of a game as they might at some point, and most point in time. Nick, if you have the first half stats up and ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
Our first half stats are brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg.
Well, the second quarter was actually tied between the two teams at 13-13 in the second quarter. So Shepherd did some good things in this first half. They actually outshot Cal 56% to 45%. They did have more turnovers, and they had less rebounds. So that was kind of the opportunities that allowed Cal to get way more shots. 31 shots in that first half for Cal compared to 23 shots for Shepherd. So I feel like those extra opportunities hurt Shepherd a little bit, but they are very much in this ball game, and if they can cut down on the turnovers, continue to cut down on the offensive rebounds, because the second quarter was much better in terms of rebounding, who knows what can happen today between Shepherd and Cal, because honestly they've been very competitive with this team. Now, I think Cal is the better team overall, but any given Saturday, Dylan, and since this is college football's last Saturday of the year, I feel like that's an appropriate statement to make on a women's college basketball Saturday here in the PSAC. Now, in terms of individual numbers here at the half, Young with 2 points, Shaw with 3 points, 16 points for Smith. She's led the way in her return game. Harris 4, 6 for Terrell, 2 for Henry, 4 for Williams, 2 for Hernandez. And then on the Shepherd side of things, the leading scorer for the Rams has been Kara Miner with her 12 points, 2 for Jordan Carr, 3 for Peyton Grant, 5 for Warner, 4 for Copeland, 2 for Hairston, and 4 for Bowman. So, I mean, Shepherd's right in the game. Now, can they get some consistent scoring from some other players outside of Kara Miner? And really for Cal, I mean, this is a team that hasn't seen Smith step up as this kind of scorer for them. She's not, in their top 2 in scoring, but she's brought it here today. So can their more consistent scorers have a better second half, I think will be the key to if Cal's able to pull away, it ended up winning this game, or if Shepherd can, pull it out maybe even. I mean, it's a 5-point game here at the half. I think you'll definitely take that if you're Julie Kaufman and her staff. A few things here and there, and you could even be winning here at halftime. So
it's been kind of an odd game on both sides. Like you mentioned, the 16 for Smith and the 12 for Kara Miner on Shepherd's side. You don't see that much often either, although the leading scorer so far this year for Shepherd, Layla Copeland, doesn't even quite average 12 points in an entire game.
Even at this point in the year, Dylan, Shepherd still hasn't found who their go-to scorer is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So a few big games from Copeland kind of allowed her to be that, but I don't think you can say that she's necessarily their best scorer. Just she's had some good games here and there. So honestly, I think in terms of where you're going to see it and where they can score and everything that gives you a good matchup each and every night, it should be either Miner or Bowles, I feel like, for this team. They should be the consistent top scorer with the experience that they have and the fact that they have the height, the ability to score in many different ways. But they kind of come and go, and I think they're still used to being maybe role players and haven't quite taken that next step to, hey, this is our team. Let's go out there, let's lead this team, let's put the ball in the basket, contribute when we need to. We've seen it in spurts from both of them, but they have the ability to be just as good as these other top scorers in the PSAC, but they need to bring it consistently. Miner had a great start to the game. She finishes the half with 12 points. I think she's still playing very well, but get her more touches, get her consistent looks. And Sydney Bowles only has 2 shots, so I feel like she needs to have more aggression on her offensive game here in this first half, or in the second half, I should say.
With that, we will take another 2-minute break, and on the other side of the break, you'll hear from Colin McLaughlin, the halftime scoreboard show. He can give you an update on Martinsburg in this AAA state championship game, which, yes, they started off with a 7-0 deficit, but they've gotten themselves the lead. You'll hear that and more from Colin after this 2-minute break. This is Shepherd Basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee Wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
Welcome into the And One Halftime Scoreboard Show on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. At the half for our women's basketball matchup between California, PA, and Shepherd. It's Cal U 39, Shepherd 34 at the half. Let's now take a look at around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference for some halftime scores. Kutztown leads Mercyhurst 31-29. Also at half, it is Seton Hill 43, Shippensburg 36. Almost at halftime, just getting there now. It looks like Westchester is up over Edinburgh by a score of 39-30. Halftime between Gannon and East Stroudsburg. Gannon leads 36-17. Third quarter underway between Indiana, PA, and Lock Haven. It's a 1-point lead for Lock Haven now, 40-39 with 7.5 minutes to go in quarter number 3. At halftime, it's Millersville up big over Slippery Rock currently, 42-21. Third quarter underway between Pittsburgh, Johnstown, and Mansfield. It's Pitt Johnstown 30, Mansfield 28. And in the third quarter, just getting started, 1-point lead for Bloomsburg against Clarion, 36-35. Also know some people tuned in interested in the AAA state championship game at Wheeling Island. Score at the half, Martinsburg 28, Princeton 13. So the Bulldogs on top by 2 scores right now in search of its 10th state championship in 14 years. Step aside, take another 2-minute break. Again, our halftime score, Cal U 39, Shepherd 34. On the other side of this 2-minute break, we'll send it back to the Butcher Center with Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini for half number 2.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor, and then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Hi, I'm Lori.
And I'm Dave. It's hard to believe, but Bechtel Jewelers is going out of business. Before we close, you can save up to 80% off our entire inventory of gold, diamonds, watches, even unique estate jewelry.
Everything in our inventory must go. And now we've taken deeper discounts store-wide. So help Santa out early this year and visit Bechtel Jewelers before it's too late.
Welcome back to the Butcher Center. Just under 1 minute until the start of the second half here between Shepherd and California, Pennsylvania. The Rams trailing by 5 points against the Vulcans. Nick, as we get ready to start this half, what would you like to see from both sides for them to get things going in what's kind of been a sloppy game on both sides?
Well, I think for Cal, they are very much in this game, I think, in terms of what they wanted to do, but it was only shown, like in the first quarter, they had the offensive game plan that they wanted. In the second quarter, they had the defensive game plan that they wanted. So they can just kind of put those two together for the second half. I think they'll be in a pretty good spot. For Shepherd, honestly, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, you're in the game, you're battling. Probably, again, cut down on the turnovers, cut down on the rebounding issues that you had in the first quarter. But if you can build off of that second quarter success, at least on the defensive end, and then bring some of that first quarter offense, it's like both teams did some good things that they can build with. I think Cal, though, is the better team, and that might be what ultimately, ends up separating them against Shepherd here today. But Shepherd's very much in it. Just keep their defense at a high level and find some good shots on offense, and who knows what will happen.
The Rams start the quarter with the ball. Peyton Grant trying to find room to maneuver. Minor guarded by Smith in the corner. Drives in, bounce past the Bowles, and I can't quite get that one to go over Terrell.
I like it, though. You get a shot for Sydney Bowles, a player that can give you 10 to 15 points on any given night. She hasn't really been too involved in the offense so far.
Give the ball to Harris. Kicks it out to Terrell. Open in the corner. Short on the three-point attempt. And, Sydney Bowles tried to box out Terrell from being able to touch that ball and keep it in bounds. And Terrell made a swipe at it to try to hit it and keep it in bounds, and ended up hitting Bowles in the face, it looks like. But
yeah, she's all right.
Bowles, yeah, she's fine. She's shaking it off, and the ball goes to the Rams. Jordan Carr up top. Dribble handoff to Werner.
Nearly traveled.
You're right, nearly did. Bowles working in the corner, trying to work against Terrell, and a big-time block by Deja Terrell. Minor can't get the follow to go. The ball stripped out, but not without a foul by Peyton Grant.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to really find openings against this Cal defense, especially inside. We talked about their height advantage. A little bit of a more physical team than Shepherd. Both Minor and Bowles are more guard forward type players than true forwards. So sometimes that hurts Shepherd. I think they both have used their length and speed to their advantage at times on defense and on offense, but at times it's tough, especially when you get physical inside.
Nina Shaw's three is off the mark, but another offensive rebound by Cal and Harris.
Didn't hurt you as much in the second quarter with that category, but can't have that trend go back here in this third quarter.
With the ball to Smith in the corner. And eventually goes back out to Shaw. 3 on the shot clock. Shaw puts one up, misses, but another offensive rebound by the Vulcans. But then Smith stripped away by Carr.
These are numbers.
This is a break.
Bad pass.
Ball.
Worst pass.
And stolen by Young. Takes the ball up and fouled by Kara Minor.
It was the right idea. I mean, you were running the floor. They took away the two players going toward the basket. Carr's got to make a better pass to Grant, allow her to get a shot up there. And then Minor just, a sloppy force inside. Leads to a fast break the other way. And then, of course, on that leads to another foul. So
7:42 left in the third quarter. Young's first free throw is up and in. Cal goes back up by 6. Third quarter on TV 10, brought to you in part by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Now go to fordofhagerstown.com. Young makes the second free throw as well. It's a 7-point game again. Kara Werner brings the ball up the court. Gets it to Carr before she gets it back. Checking the screen is Werner. Kicks it across the court.
Swing it.
Inside they find Bowles. And a foul from behind on Deja Terrell.
Carr ends up making the right decision there to go inside to Sydney Bowles. I thought maybe one extra one to Grant. She could have got an open look, but actually was a better look there for Sydney Bowles. So good decision there by Carr.
Second foul on Terrell. Bowles able to sink that one. Just her third point of the afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that gets her going a little bit. She's only attempted 3 shots so far, so.
Misses the second, though.
Can't get that one to go.
After Kara Miner with 12 points, second leading scorer is Kara Werner with 5, and then you don't find anyone with more than 4 on Shepherd. Going to the lane is Alicia Harris. She's fouled on the way up by Miner. It's the third foul on Kara Miner. She'll have to check out. Carmea Bowman checks in. Alicia Harris had herself quite the first half. A lot of offensive rebounds for the team in general. First one on the mark, 42-35. Second one doesn't go. Ball goes out of bounds, and they'll say it's off of Bubbles and will stay with the Vulcans. Shaw inbounding to Terrell, working against Bowman. Too strong on the layup. Shepherd gets the rebound. Under 7 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Shepherd working on offense. Werner checks the screen, throws the ball across court looking for Carr. Ends up in the hands of Bowles eventually. Bowles loses her dribble. They'll call a kicked ball on Cal. So they'll stay with the Rams.
Big possession here. Shepherd's been, I don't think they have a field goal this quarter yet, so needs something to get going here offensively.
The one Sydney Bowles free throw is the only point up in the board in the first part of this quarter so far, and they'll get more free throws as Jordan Carr draws a foul.
And if you're on the Cal side, it's like they just haven't quite done enough to pull away. Like Shepherd's still sticking around. So whichever team gets their offense going here in this second half probably is going to be the one to pull it out. Got to convert on free throws.
1 of 3 from the free throw line to start this quarter are the Rams.
And Carr has a nice-looking jumper. She made some big shots and a big run yesterday for Shepherd. That time she gets it to fall. Free throws are all about consistency in terms of doing the same thing each time, getting the right spot on the ball, even on your release.
They split 2 free throws once again. 6-point lead for Cal. Terrell. Great defense there by Bowman, and eventually a steal by Werner. She tries to push the pace. Gets the layup, and it's in. It leads down to 4.
Yeah, if Shepherd can get more of those, transition baskets, they really haven't had a ton in either of the last 2 games that we've seen. And they can get out and run, get some easy looks, because half court is so much tougher.
Terrell loses the ball. Pass was over her head. Couldn't quite reel it in. It's another turnover for Cal.
Neither team has used a timeout so far in this second half. Maybe you think about one at some point for either team just to get out of this kind of offensive funk, but he did just come out of halftime not that long ago. He probably made some adjustments at the half, I would presume. And I don't know. I mean, Cal's been on the road here back-to-back games. It's a Saturday afternoon. It's kind of a tough start time.
3 ball from Werner out of the inbounds play. Kara Werner makes it a 1-point game. 5.5 to go in the third quarter.
There's some execution that you really like from the Rams.
A lot of fire from the Shepherd bench after that, but Nina Shaw answers with a left-handed drive.
Haven't led since 10-9 if you're Shepherd. Still down 3, but chance to at least get tied here.
Clark pulling up from the elbow. Can't get that one to go. Rebounded by Smith. She'll pull things out to Shaw, and they'll get ready to run their offense. Over to Carr. Smith in the corner, goes off the side of the backboard. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Shaw goes back to Smith for another 3. Short. But Smith hustling. Gets it, keeps it in bounds, and back to Terrell. And another 20 seconds for Cal. Young. And it's a loose ball foul on the Vulcans.
I mean, Shepherd's the underdog, and they're getting out hustled. Like, you just can't have that. When you're the team that is the underdog, you got to hustle 200% on those kind of plays. Jordan Smith, we know she's going to bring it on both ends of the floor with her, hustle and athleticism and just willingness to win. And they just let her, do whatever she wanted on that possession to keep the ball alive, to give her give her team a chance. And ultimately, they get a foul, and that hurts them a little bit. But
under 5 media timeout. We'll take a 30-second break with them. Shepherd trailing by 3. It's Shepherd basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
That's behind.
4:23 left in quarter number 3, third quarter on TV 10. Brought to you in part by Smallwood & Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Shepherd trailing by just 3 points, 44-41. 4:23 to go in the third quarter.
Here's the other thing to note. It's a back-to-back for both of these teams, but Cal went to overtime last night with Millersville. 75-68 win for the Vulcans. So not only are you continuing your road stretch, and from here to Millersville is about a 3-hour drive, you also had overtime plus a men's game to sit through. So it was a late night for Cal, I would presume, and not easy to go on the road here, play an afternoon game against a Shepherd team that, at least for their sake, got to sleep in their own bed. Playing here at home, now you have another turnover, but I mean, that could be some of the reasons why we got an upset alert all of a sudden between these two teams.
There's a double dribble called on De'Ara Hairston on that last possession. Williams going to get called for travel on the jab step.
Williams has been their leading scorer. We really haven't seen that much from her today.
Yep, coming off the bench, she had been averaging 12.8 points per game. Sierra Bermudez also off the bench, her second leading scorer so far this year.
Yeah, maybe they just, I don't know if Jordan Smith normally starts, but maybe they felt like her going against their former team, that would give them a spark, and she has.
And nice poke out by Layla Copeland on the shot attempt. Shepherd trying to push things a little bit. Bowles gets the pass to Bowman. Open layup and in. We're back to a 1-point game.
It's just been, consistently sticking around if you're the Rams. Defense leading to good offense.
Hairston pestering Shaw out above the break.
Smart.
And they're going to say it's a turnover for Cal off the leg of Williams.
Smart play from Grant. She got beat on the baseline, but she poked it loose, and then it hit off of Williams' leg, and Again, Shepherd has a chance to lead for the first time since 10-9 in the first quarter.
Hairston will bring it up. I'll get the ball to Copeland now. She drives in, left-handed floater, fouled. Can't quite get the and one.
The Butcher Center friendly rims weren't friendly to Copeland on that one. Gosh, it looked like it was going to fall for the Rams, but hey, a chance to lead again for the first time since early in the ball game. Shepherd could take all the momentum away from Cal with grabbing a lead. Now the question will be, can they hold on to that lead? Still a ton of time left.
Copeland ties it up. 2:56 left in the third quarter.
I don't think we've been tied since 5-5, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't actually have that stat in front of me, though.
Sounds right. And there's the first lead, as you mentioned, Nick, since 10-9. Under 3 left in the third quarter, and Shepherd has a 1-point lead against the two-time reigning PSAC champions.
Yeah, Shepherd led 10-9 with just over 6 minutes to go in that opening quarter. Hadn't led since, but now they lead here. Can they hold on to it for a little bit?
Williams tried to make the pass across to Harris. Guarded tightly by Bowman. Here comes the trap by the baseline, and it's a travel. Shepherd takes the ball back. 2.5 to go in quarter number 3. This is a Shepherd team that did not get its first win last year until February. They already have the win that they got last weekend. And now, as I just mentioned, the back-to-back two-time reigning champions of the PSAC are down by a point.
Yeah, I think that's 3 straight possessions of a turnover for Cal.
And that pass deflected and stolen. Williams speeding things up. Shot from the corner, no good, but another offensive rebound for Alicia Harris. That one's put up, and the foul on Bowman. Harris will get 2 free throws.
She's been all over the glass. I mean, really, that's been one of the things that have kept Cal in it.
Her first shot, no good off the front of the rim.
What a win this could be. I mean, Shepherd still has a ton of time, so it's far from over, but if they were to somehow get this.
And this time she gets the bounce to tie things back up at 45. A low-scoring affair.
This is exactly the kind of game Shepherd needed this to be in terms of the points.
Absolutely.
Grind it out against a tough Cal team. Nice move from Copeland.
Shepherd back up by 2 now. 1:35 left in the third quarter. Hairston making things tough for Shaw above the break. Tapped out of bounds by Bowman.
I mean, it's been this end of the floor that has brought it for the Rams.
16 on the shot clock for Cal.
I don't know if I'd pull Bowman. I kind of like what she's bringing.
We'll get it into Harris. And back to Shaw, and a quick foul called on Hairston. I think that might be the 5th of the quarter, making it a 1-1 for Cal.
And now it's, I mean, you got a really small lineup there for Shepherd.
And it is. It'll be Nina Shaw going to the line for 2. She makes the first.
I mean, Bowman's bringing it on both ends right now. I know she probably needs a breather, but we'll see if it works out. I mean, a little bit more offense here of Warner could be what they're thinking, which I don't hate that idea.
It's a 4-guard lineup for Shepherd right now. Hairston left hand to the rim, out of bounds, but deflected out by Cal. It's Hairston, Copeland, Warner, Grant, and Bowles.
It's a clear, though, now size advantage for the Vulcans, even though it already was.
Cal also has one of their smaller lineups as well.
For them, but they're still pretty tall out there.
Nice. And a nice jump shot for 3 for Layla Copeland. 3-point lead for the Rams, 50-47 with a minute left in the third. And a nice drive and dish by Shaw to Harris to cut it back to 1.
Copeland's playing much better today than what we saw yesterday from her. I think bringing her off the bench might be the right move. Kind of.
That's what she'd done to start the year.
More comfortable in that role, it seems like.
Werner looking for space. Shaw not giving her much of any. Hairston finds an open look from 3, air ball, but Copeland's there, puts it up, can't get it. Bowles gets the rebound and the finish. Shot clock turned off with Shepherd up by 3 here in the third quarter.
I mean, Shepherd getting offensive rebounds.
Big turnaround here in this third quarter for the Rams. Shaw looking for space, kicks it to the corner for Williams. The drive, she gets past Bowles. A nice finish for Ayanna Williams. 6 on the clock. Need to get the ball up the court quick. Werner finished the half with a shot. Here's the third quarter, can't quite do the same. But going into quarter number 4, Shepherd has a 1-point lead over the Cal of Pennsylvania Vulcans.
Upset alert here, Dylan. Good one.
Absolutely. We'll take a 1-minute break and we'll be back for a fourth quarter. That's a lot closer than we really expected. Shepherd basketball here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer!
The Mountaineer Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Mondays, Karaoke Tuesdays, Steak Night Wednesdays and Sundays, Only Swing Night Thursdays, and DJ and/or karaoke, again Fridays and Saturdays. And remember, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays through Fridays is happy hour with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Pub!
Start of the fourth quarter, getting ready to get underway here. And as we said, Cal Vulcans 5-1, the 2-time defending champions of the PSAC, are on upset alert, down by a point to the Lady Rams, who only got themselves a 1 win last year and only have 1 win this year.
Yeah, they already have that 1 win this year. It came against a Wilmington, Delaware program that has definitely been struggling over the years. But, hey, a win was a win. And this is a great opportunity for Shepherd to beat a Cal team, a Cal program that has just been, the best in the PSAC the last 2 years. What a win this could be, but still plenty of basketball left.
Alicia Young with a mismatch down low against Layla Copeland. She's able to get the ball into her, and she puts it up for 2.
All right, they're bringing Bowman back, so get that height back in the game. Miner's in there instead of Bowles.
And that shot blocked, but out of bounds. It'll stay with the Rams.
I think they'll get Hairston here probably. No, Grant, okay.
And Bowman in for Grant. So now it's Copeland, Hairston, and Werner, 3 guards, and then Miner and Bowman against the bigger lineup of Cal with Harris and Terrell in the game. Kara Miner with the ball on the wing, guarded by Terrell. Picks up her dribble, looking for somewhere to go with it. Copeland, she's got to save it. She can't quite do it. Shot clock runs out anyway. Not a good offensive possession there for the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, at some point here, Miner, this is her moment, I feel like to step up. She matches up best with this Cal team. Copeland's been, great bringing them some things. Warner's had her moments.
Werner falls down, twisted her ankle. She is limping around the court.
She might be all right.
Yeah. Jordan Carr is going to get up off the bench, though, and there's a 2-pointer from Terrell in the meantime. Cal goes up by 3. And they'll run offense. letting Werner stay out there.
Yeah, I think she's okay.
Hairston driving in the lane, looking for somewhere to go with the ball, and she stepped out of bounds. Didn't feel the baseline. The car will check in for Hairston.
I thought Hairston gave a lot of good energy today, but it's just it's a tough matchup to have both her and Copeland on the court at the same time, no matter who you're playing, but especially with this long Cal lineup.
The one Eastern Panhandle product checks in for the other. Martinsburg out, Jefferson in. Card guards Nina Shaw at the top. Jordan Smith gets it inside to Harris again, and Copeland does another good job of knocking the ball away, despite the size disadvantage. Shaw floats it over to Young. She loses it. Shot clock at 2. Puts it up, and a miss but a rebound by Smith. Gets it back to Young, and her shot just in front of the free throw line goes in.
I'd call a timeout here if I'm Shepherd.
That'd be a good idea. 5-point lead now. 6-0 run to start the fourth quarter for Cal. The ball poked away by Smith. Copeland stays with it, though. The switch, Copeland guarded by Terrell.
Shot clock.
And there's the pass to Bowman. They get the 2. Harris tried to draw a charge and fell down. Didn't get the call, and that left Bowman open at the rim. 7:10 left in the game. Shepherd down by just 3. Terrell kicks it out to Smith, guarded by Werner. Smith looking for room. Guarded well by Minor. Throws it up, and it gets an air ball, and Shepherd on the break. Here comes Werner. Kicks it out. Tries to kick it out to Minor, but the pass is intercepted. Here comes Jordan Smith down the lane. Loses the ball, and foul is called.
Honestly, it was about as good as Copeland could have done on the defensive end there. Got in pretty good position. I know they called the foul on her, but like with Smith and her athleticism to kind of force her toward that baseline was pretty impressive stuff, I feel like, for Copeland. And I mean, she's battled today. Really been impressed with her. They're going to give them Bowles for Minor. Keep this 3-guard look for them, which really has given them a little bit more consistency on the perimeter in terms of not turning it over as much. So I feel like it has been a good decision to go to that look, even with the size mismatch.
Jordan Smith, 1 of 2 from the line. 4-point lead for Cal. By the way, Martinsburg has gotten themselves a 43-13 lead in the AAA state championship game. Looks like they'll add a 10th state championship to Coach Dave Walker's legacy. Layla Copeland driving in, kicks the ball out to Bowles.
It's actually going to be Walker's 9th. Martinsburg's 10th.
There you go. Ball out of bounds on the baseline. 6:24 to go. Copeland gets it in, close to 5 seconds there. Bowles, jump shot blocked by Young. Close to going out of bounds as she tries to save it there. And Nina Shaw with 6:10 left to go to slow things down for the Vulcans. Uses a screen from Terrell, finding space, kicks it out. Jordan Smith open for 3 in the corner, no good, but it's Harris with another offensive rebound. And the ball is out of bounds, and they'll say, it looked like the official first pointed Cal's way, but it's like his other official on the other side decided, called it for Shepherd, and he agreed with him in the end.
This game is just right there for Shepherd to take, right? I mean, like, Cal has still not put him away. It's a 4-point game with 5:50 to go.
Started the quarter with the lead. Cal's +5 for the quarter.
But they haven't separated themselves.
Not quite. Kick it out. Kara Minor for 3. Short. Rebounded by Cal. 5.5 minutes left.
And on the other side, it's right there for Cal to just pull away and put it away. But they haven't quite done that either.
Terrell in the high post, passes it to Harris. Mismatch against Werner, but no good. Good defense by Kara Werner. Get it to Copeland. She's looking for space. Three-pointer, Peyton Grant. She sinks it. Deficit's down to 1 point again.
Grant's a player that can heat up quickly now. I mean, she didn't start off great. I think she started 1 for 4, but she hits that one. Maybe that gets her going. That's how this game's gone for Shepherd with their offense. It's been certain players having a little bit of runs individually that's helped them stay in the game.
We saw even last year when she was forced into more of a point guard role that she was a sharp shooter from downtown. Jordan Smith goes up with a shot. Great defense again. Shepherd with a chance to retake the lead. They'll get it to Grant. Back to Werner. They'll slow things down again. 4:15 left to go. Werner throws the ball out to Minor. 3 in the corner. Can't quite get it to go. Rebounded by Copeland, though. Finds Bowman. She puts it up and in. Shepherd takes the lead back. And a timeout taken by the Vulcans with 4:01 to go. Shepherd leads 59-58. We'll take a 30-second break with them and be back with more Shepherd basketball here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Timeout here with 4:01 to go. Shepherd leads the back-to-back defending champions of the PSAC, the Cal PA Vulcans, 59-58. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini here for TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Nick, it's really incredible that we're here. We thought that Cal was going to be able to get this game handily. You mentioned Cal went to overtime last night with Millersville. They're on this road trip. Shepherd was home last night, home here today. You know, how much of a difference does that make? It could make some. It's tough sometimes with these road trips on the weekend, but no matter what it is, Shepherd's winning.
Yeah, I mean, look, on paper, everything tells us Cal's the better basketball team, but Shepherd has come out and has found a way to grind one out, keep it in, a low-scoring game, play good on defense and do enough on offense to be in position to potentially pull off what would be a major upset and the best win this team's had in 2 seasons.
In 2021, Shepherd's season with Abby Beeman, Sydney Clayton, and Marley McLaughlin was ended in the PSAC tournament by this very Cal Vulcans team, led by Deja Terrell and point guard Carly Lloyd, who's no longer with the Vulcans. And
now I think we have the media timeout.
Yeah, we had the timeout by Cal, and now we have a timeout
by
for the
us.
under 5. Yes, it's our fault. 3:45 to go. We'll take a 30-second break again. This is Shepherd Basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
3:45 to go. Shepherd still has the 1-point lead. Cal 5-1 on the season, looking to avoid going 1-1 in PSAC play to start the year. Shepherd looking to improve to 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's very surprising that we're here, but how the game has played out, it's like Shepherd has been in it really throughout, never really got down too much, and just have somehow, some way, turned it around on the defensive end to keep it within reach.
Nina Shaw with a shot, the floater goes way off the side of the backboard. Shepherd with a chance to extend the lead. 3:30 to go. Grant dribble handoff to Copeland. 15 on the shot clock. They'll go back to Werner. And then to Grant again. They get something going. A lot of standing around on the outside. 5 on the shot clock. Werner step back mid-range. Can't get that one. It'll be Harris that comes down with the rebound. 3:05 to go. We'll go to Williams on the left wing, then to the free throw line. Harris against Minor drives in and gives the Vulcans the lead. 60-59.
Well, they're going to bring Bowles back. Let's see if she gets Minor or Bowman.
Try to go to Grant in the corner. She'll drive into the paint now. Dumps it off to Minor. She's blocked, and they'll call foul on Deja Terrell. She's not happy with that call.
I thought it was a good call by the official. It looked like somebody had slapped Minor on the wrist.
And that's the 4th foul on Terrell. It'll be 2 shots for Minor. Chance to tie or take the lead back for the Rams.
I think you think about letting her play through it. They're going to get Bowman here, so. Bowles for Bowman.
She makes the first. We're tied back up. Official talking to Coach Jess Storm and Terrell, saying that Terrell came down and slapped the hand of Minor.
Yeah, that's what I thought I saw as well. So.
Minor 2 of 2 from the line. 61-60, Shepherd leads with 2:27 to go.
What a game, Dylan.
They run the same kind of offense. Williams to Harris at the free throw line. Now they go to Smith. Looking to remove her. Guarded by Minor. Williams tries to get into the lane. Throws up a floater. No good. Rebounded by Minor for a second, but then a foul. I believe that's on Terrell. And if so, that's her 5th. And that's what it is. She'll check out. Alicia Young checks in. The 20-21-22. PSAC West Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year has fouled out.
I mean, obviously that's huge, but Shepherd has just consistently found ways to force Cal into difficult shots really since the second quarter. The first quarter was 26-21 Cal. It looked like we had a high-scoring shootout on our hands. It's now 61-60 with 1:52 to go.
And there was a foul called on Jordan Smith, her first.
Like, just all the offense that the Vulcans had in that first quarter disappeared very quickly. Shepherd has just done an excellent job of cutting down on those mistakes that were allowing Cal to pull away a little bit.
Look at the ball to Bowles, guarded by Young. She pulls up, jumper, gets it from the elbow. Shepherd up by 3 with 1:35 to go.
Well, we know Sydney Bowles has the ability to knock down those shots.
Young can't get the bounce off the jumper. Rebounded by Harris, though, and Harris has just been dominating the offensive glass all game long, and she continues with it there in a clutch spot. 1:20 to go, 63-62 Rams. Copeland tries to drive in, and that was not a good play there by Copeland. Loses the ball, turnover, and a timeout taken by Coach Jess Storm with 1:06 to go. Let's keep it here through this timeout. 63-62 with 1:06 to go. Nick, this is coming down to the wire.
Yeah, definitely not what we expected, but this is the situation we're in. So I think there's a few key things that I think will decide this 1-1. How does Shepherd manage it in the final minute 06? You have you have 4 timeouts left if you're Shepherd. Those are ones that you probably want to try to use if you get in a situation where you're down here, or if it's tied, or even with a 1-point lead. I'd think about using it because you have such a young team. You need to go over, what we want to do on each possession to get a good shot. Because even with a 1-point lead, you still need to probably score to feel confident that you're going to get a win. Defensively, Shepherd's been pretty good. They got to find a way to box out. I might go big here, honestly. I might bring Bowman back in just to give me another body and maybe take Grant out and keep my guard play. I'd think about it, at least, if I'm Shepherd, because I think you could use some length out there and use another body to try to keep Cal off the offensive glass. And they're not going to do that, and I understand it. I mean, Grant has brought you a lot of offense. But if you do get into a situation where you need to push or whatever, you may not want to have 3 bigs out there, but this was an idea. We'll see how it works out.
1 minute to go. Williams has the ball in the paint, looking for room. Gets a tough shot to go over Grant. Cal has a 1-point lead with 52 seconds left.
I'd call a timeout here if I'm Shepherd.
They have 4 to use. They have not used one.
They look dysfunctional.
Grant caught it up top. They go to Copeland, driving in, finds room, puts up way too much. Good defense by Smith and Williams. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clock. Cal has the ball with a 1-point lead, and they'll call a timeout.
And it's like the veteran coach takes the timeout here, even with the 1-point lead. So it's little things that can be the separation in the game. And I think Coach Kaufman's done a good job today. I don't want to make this sound like I'm bashing her or anything, but you have 4 timeouts left. You can't take them with you. There's been a few stretches here and there where maybe you could have burned one that could have prevented a scoring run, or there you're down 1. Again, you have a young basketball team that hasn't always got into its sets even when you've called them from the sideline. Maybe you take that timeout, you go over something, you draw it up, make it simple for these girls to try to get a good look.
30.9 on the game clock, 26 on the shot clock for Cal in this possession. There's only a 30-second timeout taken by Cal.
And, I mean, we saw the same thing with the men's team last night. Like, they were in a very similar game, didn't use some timeouts that maybe they could have used, and it didn't work out for you. So now, all right, you got a 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock. So I would think that if you don't get a steal quickly, you're going to use a foul, because 4 seconds, you don't feel great about it.
Copeland guarding Shaw closely.
I'd
no
foul
right now.
You have a ton to give. So
And
you got to
crowd
figure
wants
something
a
out.
carry on the dribble by Shaw. They're not fouling. 14 to go. Huge block by Kara Minor. Cal keeps the ball, though. And shot 1 on the shot clock, and Nina Shaw did not realize.
I mean, it doesn't, well, I guess it does matter, but yeah, shot clock never reset because of the block. So you have 4 seconds, down 1. You did get a buzzer beater at the end of the first half, but honestly, if I'm Cal, I'm pretty happy with that possession. Like, Shepherd's going to get it, I believe, at half court. So you got 4 seconds. It's a very similar situation to what we saw to end the first half. Do you get it to Warner here? I mean, she's pretty good off the dribble to create her own shot. You have it a little bit deeper into enemy territory, so.
You don't have Terrell to deal with on defense. Do you go to try and go inside to Minor or Bowles?
Yeah, maybe try to get something for Sydney Bowles around the elbow. She likes that shot. You had some options here. I feel like you probably want it going inside here, only down 1, so I'd go Minor or Bowles, something on the block or the elbow. Probably the elbow because they're not necessarily true post-up players. You get an extra second, so that helps.
Saw just a few minutes ago, Sydney Bowles hit a shot from that elbow.
Yeah, I think that's what you do here. You try to get something in their hands, right, and then you cut off of it to see if there's something there. If it's not there, Sydney, go one-on-one and make something work, or Minor go one-on-one. I feel like Bowles has maybe had the better second half, so go to her in this situation. Honestly, it worked out well enough, I feel like, for Shepherd. with the shot clock violation, even though it felt like, I guess he had too many fouls to give, but
it's Harris, Williams, Shaw, Smith, and Young for Cal.
it was risky because you want to try to expand the game there, but you only had 2 fouls, so I guess 5 to give would have been a lot. But
still the same 5 for Shepherd. Werner will inbound.
I guess you get to, 5 and a quarter in college?
And then they'll get it off the leg of Young. Kicked ball on the inbound. They put 4.2 seconds on the clock during the timeout. Werner trying to get it in to Minor. She gives it back to Werner. Long 2. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Jordan Smith. And Cal just barely ekes out a 1-point victory against Shepherd. 64-63. It was an open shot. A long 2-pointer for Kara Werner. Just wasn't able to get it to go.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't expand the game any, so that's tough. I mean, Shepherd battled, played way better than we expected, but this game was there for them to take at times, and they just couldn't do it. Cal, I mean, just using it a little bit more of it being the just slightly, more talented team is able to grind it out and get the win, but that one hurts if you're Shepherd because you felt like you had a shot. But I think in terms of your confidence moving forward, you just competed with the best team in the conference, so there's no reason why you can't have a much better season than last year.
That fourth quarter was brought to you by Ollie's VIP Northside, the best local spot to catch sports or hang out with friends. Stop by 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. Ollie's VIP will see you for the game, and by the Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the Tri-State, they have you covered. We'll take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the Palace Lounge post-game show. This is Shepherd Basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Welcome into the Palace Lounge post-game show here, brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Nick Shepherd women's just barely not able to pull off the upset. The last-second shot from Kara Werner does not go in. 64-63, Cal pulls out the victory.
Yeah, again, Shepherd could have maybe expanded the game, right? You had 2 fouls in the fourth quarter, so you have to get to 5.
And you had 3 timeouts to work with. There was not a timeout called by Shepherd through the first, 38 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you had 3 timeouts. You had fouls to give. You had to get, again, 3 fouls to get to that bonus. If you don't get an initial steal down 1 with like 30-something seconds left, you know you're not going to get the ball back, and that's if you get lucky enough to grab a rebound with 4 seconds. So that's what ended up happening. That only gave you 1 shot to get 1 point to tie, 2 points to win. I don't love those odds. So maybe if Shepherd expands the game a little bit, now again, you would have sent him to the line, you could have been down 3, but still, that gives you a lot of time to get back into it slowly but surely. They didn't elect for that route. They elected for the 1 opportunity. You only get 1 shot. Don't miss your chance to blow. And they missed it. And, I mean, it was a tough look there at the end because you're inbounding from the sideline. That's more of an advantage, I feel like, for the defense with the final just a few seconds. You just have to play good, solid defense. They did it. They made it very tough on both inbounds to get it into Kara Minor. They eventually get it to Minor. It's a tough corner shot for Warner to hit, and that ends up being your only shot to tie or win the game if you're able to get fouled. So
you had the chance to upset the 2-time reigning champions in the PSAC. I mean,
and it's not just that last second situation is the reason why you lost the game, but you had some opportunities to maybe expand it, maybe something else plays out differently. I don't know. But I do feel like from the positive side, if you would have told me Shepherd competed with Cal, I would have thought you were crazy. So the fact that they competed with them, I think, is a really bright spot, and you can build off of this game, and this gives you, again, confidence that I really feel like if you competed with this team, there's no reason why Shepherd can't be competitive in the PSAC this year. This is one of the best programs year in and year out. They're the back-to-back champs. So from that perspective, even though you're 1-5 and 0-2 in PSAC, again, they're probably not going to win the conference or anything, crazy like that. But can you even maybe get into the tournament? I don't know. I mean, it leaves you to at least feel a lot more optimistic.
It does. You had your chance here against the 2-time defending state conference champions, and with a team that's only won 1 game in the last season and change here. The opportunity comes once in a lifetime. But let's get into our game stats here, presented by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora realtor on Route 11 South Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. Get over there before they run out of their inventory and their retirement sales. They're going out of business, going into retirement. So Cal wins the game 64-63. Jordan Smith, the former Shepherd Ram, leads the way for Cal with 17 points. Only 1 point in the second half, though. Alicia Harris with 12 points, 6 offensive rebounds in the end for Alicia Harris. And 8 points for Deja Terrell, 7 points for Nina Shaw, 8 points for Alicia Young for the game. Cal only shot 39% from the field, 27.8% from 3, and 61.9% from the free throw line. Shepherd on the other side, 63 points, 14 from Kara Minor, 11 from Layla Copeland, 10 from Carmea Bowman, 10 for Kara Werner, 7 for Bowles, 6 for Grant, 3 for Card, 2 for Hairston. Shepherd ends the game shooting 50% from the field, 6 of 14, 42.9% from 3, and 11 for 13, 84.6% from the free throw line.
I think you might have figured some things out, though, if you're Shepherd. I think you could possibly change the lineup a little bit, maybe make Bowman a starter for you, honestly. Being that more true post, Minor's kind of a 3, or Bowles is kind of a 3 or 4, so if you run into another, taller lineup, I think you could mess around with that. I know we didn't really see that too much, and if you do go that, then you don't have any size off your bench, really, so that's probably why you won't do that. But I really like Bowman, and I think she's got a lot of potential. I like what I saw from, again, Warner at times today.
Just a freshman out of Hampstead, Maryland.
Yeah, I think both of them showed some great potential. So,
well, we mentioned yesterday that she kind of has that archetype of a Sydney Clayton. You hope that she can develop into something like that. The 10 points in 20 minutes that she had today is It shows promise there. But let's get into our rejection of the game.
2 blocks, too.
Right. Rejection of the game, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced, certified technicians. You can call them at 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page.
I got to go Kara Minor. Her block at the end of the game gave Shepherd a chance to win because it helped lead to the shot clock violation there at the end, and that was just absolute swat by her, so I'm going to go Minor.
And then our moment of the game brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley Medical Center, and Jefferson Medical Center, leading health care here and everywhere.
That's tough. There wasn't really a great point where I really had a great moment. I guess maybe Jordan Smith's first half. I felt like that, in particular her first quarter, really got Cal off to a good start. And I felt like that start was really needed because the rest of the game, they went 26 in the first quarter, then 13, 12, 13. And Shepherd went 13, 18, 11. So, I mean, 1 quarter tied, 1 quarter a Shepherd win, 1 quarter a 5-point difference. If Shepherd, slows them down in that first quarter, maybe Shepherd's the one that ends up holding on for a victory here today. So I think just that first quarter for Cal, the way they started, ended up being the part of the game that I guess really ended up being the most important part in some ways.
And finally, the player of the game brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg.
It's between Smith and Harris for me, and I might even go co-player of the game, but I don't like going that route, Dylan. So I will go. Even though Smith had a double-double, she had 16 of her 17 in the first half, so I feel like for an overall performance, I feel like the Harris offensive rebounds also were huge. I honestly, screw it, I'll go co-player.
I didn't note it during my rundown on the stats. Jordan Smith had 13 rebounds in this game, 5 offensive rebounds, 6 offensive rebounds for Alicia Harris, and really that was the difference. It was all the offensive rebounds that Cal was able to get.
Yeah, Harris only had 1 turnover, so if you wanted to say something that separated them, but then again, Smith had 3 assists as well, so I felt like both of them had a great impact. And for Smith and her return game, she plays all 40 minutes too. That's impressive. So I'll go co-player, Harris and Smith. I like both of their performances today.
There you go. Co-player of the game for Jordan Smith and her return to the Butcher Center after transferring from Shepherd. With that, we'll take a break. And that'll do it for our women's game coverage. We'll get into the men's game coming up here soon between the Rams and the Vulcans. After this break, you'll hear from Colin McLaughlin with the post-game scoreboard show, and then we'll come back, and Nick and I will switch our roles here, and we'll get into the men's action. This is Shepherd basketball here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
WV Medicine is pleased to introduce 8 new providers who've joined University Health Associates East and our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. Dr. Hafiz Subair and Dr. Casey Martin, Pulmonary and Critical Care. Dr. Kyrie Horsley and Dr. Alan Tenzar, Podiatry. Dr. Layla Elder, Family Medicine. Dr. Jack Gelman, Plastic Surgery. Dr. Brianna Barr, Hospitalist. And Dr. Jonathan Moss, Family Medicine and Transitional Care. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth? I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers. The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different. We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why. The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve. Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Welcome to the And One post-game scoreboard show. California, PA survives over Shepherd 64-63 is that final score. Let's take a look at around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference now. Final score, Mercyhurst 62, Kutztown 54. Seton Hill gets a win over Shippensburg 70-59. Westchester defeated Edinburgh 79-55. Gannon dominates East Stroudsburg 65-33. IUP loses to Lock Haven 65-54. Millersville beats Slippery Rock 83-71. Pitt Johnstown beat Mansfield 68-54. It was a close one, but Bloomsburg gets a win 81-79 over Clarion. That's your women's basketball final scores around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. An update in the state championship game, high school football class AAA, the Martinsburg Bulldogs dominating the Princeton Tigers in quarter number 4. It is 57-13. Martinsburg on top, 4 minutes away from its 10th state championship. That wraps things up here on the women's broadcast. For those tuning in on YouTube or the PSAC Digital Network, we will switch over to a separate stream for the men's game now. So you got to go on to the other stream for the men's game on TV side. We'll wrap things up and just hang on for a few minutes while we switch over. This concludes today's coverage of NCAA Division II basketball featuring the Shepherd University Rams in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Our coverage was brought to us thanks to
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Rocks, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda, Craig Blair for State Senate, Orsini's Home Store, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Berkeley County Health Department, Hagerstown Ford, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Modern Realty Results, Ollie's, The Palace Lounge, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, and the Mountaineer Grill and Pub.
This has been a WRNR and TV10 broadcast. All rights reserved.